Good morning, guys. 5.1. So now it's become 2. So today it's like I started dot at 5. I started at dot 5 and 1 minute again glitch. So that is called the day-to-day challenges. You try hard to start at dot, but then 1 minute or few seconds it got slipped, and that is the beauty. You have to keep trying till you get most of the time the dot 5. So you see in the defense, they have a lot of value with respect to time. If they talk about like dot 6, dot 4, dot 5, it's sharp happening at that time because they are trained that way. They are they are over the time they are built that way. Their physical and mentality and the training has made them so refined that they deal with the seconds. If you talk about this minute, this second, that interval, the incident will be happening. So, and in our case, we are not that much precise when it comes to time, and we talk about like 2 minutes, and we take 10 minutes. Talk about 10 minutes, then God knows if it is 10 minutes or half an hour. So this crazy trend has started, and why these people does, I also don't know. If you say 2 minutes, then few seconds is fine. 1 minute is like not close to not acceptable. It's happening like 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, then it is not acceptable. That is what my view. Not saying it should be all other views or it should be followed by this. But if you talk about respecting the time, then you should be precise about what you say. It's okay. You say you need half an hour. Why to say like 10 minutes and then spend half an hour? Okay then. So last 2 days I didn't talk about the feedbacks. So I seen some positive signs of waking up. The sleep is happening gradually. My body is adapting to this morning habit. So just like initial days, the sleep when I go to sleep, it was unnecessarily breaking up in the middle of the night, so one or two times, which because of which I used to feel a lot of sleepy during the day, mostly after lunch. So that scene has started reducing. It keeps seeing. Usually, people see your habit changes within like follow this thing for 25 days. It starts changing. It does change, but not that at a greater extent. That is what uh, that is what I am feeling because I used to believe that if you follow to 25 days and it will surely make a change because you see the example of like if you have a fracture within the 21 22 days your bone not healing. That means the major problem in healing capacity in your body is also having that 21 22 days. So no doubt in 25 days, why not your behavior will start having the change. Yeah, that message is clear that fracture is healed in that day. Becoming functional will take another month. So that is fundamental, I guess. So people have missed that gap. We are just considering the healing part, that's it. The functionality and the working part, we haven't considered that time. So maybe this Robin Sharma has figured it out that not the 25 days, it should be more than that. So he went for like 66 days, but I didn't yet study that book. I don't know what he has written, what he has talked about. I just want to experience my way, that what it will be when I started, when I'm in the middle of the journey or start of the journey or let's say end of the journey. Does it make any changes, or I still get that thought that it's okay not to wake up because I'm not feeling any kind of differences. If that is happening, currently I am feeling the differences because if we plan about like four five things, if two things is also happening, then it is a progress. It is not a better output because you planned for five things you're happening. You're doing two things, but compared to past, you're doing nothing. It is better to do two things. So that progress I can consider. So you surely do try. So, but waking up early is your own time. You can wake up at 6, you can wake up at 5. That's it, 6:30 max. Later on, all of us start waking up automatically. And then there are people who call them like night rider. So it's not about riding, but it's about like waking. They stretch the night till late night, like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, or whole night. They are like doing something, and then they early morning go to bed. So I just need to understand, except for the exam and test part, skipping that particular area. Do 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 they see any changes in their progress when they stretch out the night? Because you have already stretched the day and then you are stretching the night. So do they have got that productivity or the output? Because most of the time haven't heard the online world that I stretched the night, I did a lot of things, and I get the awesome output. No doubt there will be few people, but sacrificing sleep and getting the output or getting into sleep deprived state. So can your brain or body handle that? So you will get tantrums, mood swing, and a lot of irritations. Less sleep leads to a lot of problems. No doubt you do a lot of things. Your sleep should be complete. If you're not that much fresh enough and you're only getting that sleep deprivation, then then it is a problem. You won't be that much functional. You won't be that much productive. These all exercises which you follow, it may be night, it may be day, whatever you do, it's not a fundamental or a benchmark that only if you can wake early, then only you can achieve. It's all about utilizing the time during the early morning hours. Why it is recommended? Because nobody is disturbing you. Not even the nature is disturbing you. Very calm. You observe the wind blast which happens afternoon. There's a lot of it. That blast doesn't happen in this early morning. Let's say from 5 to 7, I guess, or 4 to 7, 2 to 3 hours. You don't get wind blasts. You don't get insects bite, and you don't get that kind of annoying thing. Everything is like complete still. It's like paused. And so when you don't get any distractions, and humans also, most of the majority of humans are sleeping. So the moment you get this kind of focus, the external distraction is not happening, you become much more active. That is what I have learned so far. As if you take it in on the daytime, you do some kind of work, then some other voice will start coming. The vehicle voice is coming, the other disturbance, uh, the kitchen voice is coming, and the family member, some or the other, if your kids they start disturbing you, you don't get that focused time. So that is the beauty of this early morning. Late night also that mm, let's say kids are not sleeping and the other person in the family is not sleeping, watching movie XYZ. So maybe that scenario. So very few people has their own room where they can have their privacy, but noise, if noise is happening, you are unable to focus. You can do exercise and build a focus, but that is a major scenario. If you want to do productivity, then you should do wake early morning. So you won't be able to recognize. You will recognize much more later on that why this is the difference. The difference is very simple. You are much more focused in the morning, and the reason is because of external distraction. Internal problems are only the sleep part. If your sleep has happened complete, you have a complete stretch of like 6 hours, whatever the hours you want, 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. If you have that, then you are completely on track. And I'm very sure about that. If you follow this lot and you start learning and having the uh, things you want to achieve, that will surely be achieved in this particular environment. If you can build this environment at any respective time, then you can anyhow win the goal which we have decided of. So that is not happening majority, and that's the reason the time is recommended. And also, you just imagine, not imagine, you just notice when you sleep and when you just wake up. And after a while, when you start capturing or when you start going through things, you will have that, even though it is a temporary in the conscious mind, you will have that recording fast compared to rest of the time. When you're tired also, you what you think, let's take a nap and then I start reading. So when you give a rest to the brain, it start performing much more better. And that is one additional point. It doesn't happen in the day, whole day, like in afternoon or any other day. So that's the beauty of utilizing the correct time in in whole 24 hours. So I had a discussion about spending time. Now I had a discussion about utilizing that crucial time where you can extract and where you can do lot of you can bring output of it. Hope you get the point that why it is important to wake early. So waking early will get you all these factors. And that is the reason what I am seeking and what I'm experiencing. Your focus becomes much more sharper. Okay, then coming back to our Facebook. Yesterday, we talked about like campaigns. So we talked about like which objective is to be selected or which objective is right for your campaign. So how to select the objective if my goal is this. So that we talked about yesterday. So now we are talking about how to judge the success of your ad campaign. So now that we know that we want to achieve and need to know how to so we want to achieve, so we know what we want to achieve. So for that, you need to know how to measure your success. Your campaign objective tells Facebook Ads Manager which results matter to you, and the current objective help Facebook better understand the results that you want to see. So it's is when you select a correct objectives and then your campaign start, then you will get a correct path to perform your ad set and ad level, and the whole campaign will start performing. So let's take an example. Let's say if your goal is to sell product. So if you're selling some online products, and you might consider the reach campaign. You may be thinking that let's say putting the product in front of many people as possible will result in more sales. But if you recall, we have the three segments: awareness, consideration, conversion. So every part three segment has their own identity, creating interest, creating popularity, so getting learning experiences and conversion. So in this case, if you go for the reach campaign, then then there's most likely won't be happening the purchase because the audience is not of that purchase intent. So instead of going to the reach campaign, you should select the objective conversion or catalog sales. So this objective can get your ads to people who have visited your website or shown an interest in your product and encourage them to take desired action. So and this is a segment where you need to have much more focus and dive deep in the area. So correct objective choosing is the basic. First, 1 second. So sorry. So first step. So if you are not able to select the correct objective, then you won't get the relevant audience you are seeking or you desired of. So so let's say compare your result with cost. When you compare results with cost, so results are the number of times what your ad achieved an outcome. So hope you understand. Number of times your ads achieved an outcome. So that is called results. So so cost per result. So you see the cost per result. So there is a result section, then there is a cost per result section. The cost per results indicates. So what it indicates the number of times, how much time the ads is shown. Means how much time your ads has achieved the outcome. That is called results and cost per results. For that result, certain cost you have is exhausted. So cost per result indicates how cost efficiently, how cost efficiently you achieve that objective that you set in your ad. We'll repeat. Cost per result indicates how cost effectively you achieve the objectives that you have set in your ad campaign. So it is a ratio. What is the ratio? Total amount spent to the number of result. So that is a ratio, cost per results. So what is the ratio of that? Total amount spent and how much responses you have got. So number of results you have got. So hope you get it. So we will see the examples. So example will help you understand much more better way. So let's say our objective is engagement. So we want to collect the event responses. So let's say we have spent some budget and you need to collect the responses. An objective we have choose for the event responses is engagement. We need engagement to get the event responses. So so event response, the cost per result is the so cost per result is the event response. So what is cost per event response? So if you choose, so that is called cost per result. So it indicates that when there is engagement, so you have an objective engagement for event response. So cost per result is cost per event responses. The same goes to the, let's say you if you choose the traffic, your traffic is objective. So cost per result. What will the cost per result? The result part will be the when you go for traffic, what is happening there? There is happening the people are clicking to that ad. So cost per link click. So cost per click, we say that cost per click, and there is event responses. So cost per engagement, which we cost per event response. So, so this is how we are linking the campaign. So, using so again, let's say engagement part. The engagement event response example. Let's say your objective is engagement. You're talking about event responses. So let's say you initially set a goal of 100 event responses. Your goal is 100 event responses. The next time you run similar campaign, try setting a goal to higher number of event responses. Let's say 100, you increase that number. But interesting part is lowering the cost per result. So whatever the amount you're spending, this is the total amount spent, but amount spent you will be having for certain amount. Let's say for you are like having selling the eggs for 100 eggs, you are spending mm, let's say 1,000 rupees. So for one egg, it's like you are spending 10 rupees. So that is your cost per result. So cost per egg. So cost per egg is 110 rupees. But the good part is when you run some ad and you run some ad of the egg and you spend 1,000 rupees, you got 100 Excel, and you then realize that I'm spending like 10 rupees after one conversion. So I need to I'm like not doing well. I need to optimize it and bring it to like 3 rupees or 2 rupees where you can gain some profit also because cost of egg is like 5 rupees. So you need to get it sell around to 2 rupees to 3 rupees to get the normal profit if you're selling by online. So then only if that is what you need to start understanding, keeping same budget but reducing the cost per one lakh. Then only your ad started, or you change the ads, you change ads, and you check the settings of ad sets, any audience or other attributes you can plus minus and make it more optimized towards your goal. So you have to start playing with it, you start thinking about it, because if even though you get a tool, you get resources, the ability to use that resources, that is what it should come from you. It should come from inside you. Then only you will be able to extract it. The best example is making food. Even though you or your friend or anyone, if I gave them equal vegetables and spices, the food we will taste later on will have a different taste because the utilization and the process, and the skills which is used to make that food varies from person to person. So experiment with different ad objective. Show your ad to more specific audiences or increase number of placements. Either you play with audience, you play with placement. Let's say in the news, you write column, Instagram, Messenger, yeah. Wherever you find, you start doing experiment, take their learnings. Why or why not? What improvement could you make next time? These all factors you start considering. Then only you will become a good marketing Facebook marketers or digital marketing guy. If you are able to experiment, a continuous experiment will keep you evolving and get you deeply into dive deep into your segments. So hope you understand what is success, how to judge the success of your ads what you select. So so that is for today. I wanted to complete one more topic, that how to select and optimize your campaign objective. So you have known the objective. Today we talked about how to judge your success. Yesterday we talked about how to select correct objective for correct campaign. Now once you selected that objective, once you utilize and extracted lot from that objective, then we are talking about the optimization part. So in optimization part, let's say I will start completing it. So when you create, let's say, first campaign, it may be difficult to choose objectives. You don't have a frame of reference to judge the best for your goals or businesses. So make sure your goal should be smart. So you would be thinking that smart, yes, you should be smart to do that. No, the smart is a meaning behind it. So this smart word has a deep meaning. So the the individual character itself has a deep meaning. So individual character has a deep meaning. So smart spell like SMART. So S, be specific. Your business goal need definition. When you do business, it should be you pouring heart and soul to it. First of all, be specific. Vague goals, like example, more page likes or more share, doesn't necessarily lead to more customer. If you are actually selling something, you need the people to interact. You go to your website, do engagement. You need to build that thing. You need to seriously see that how users should be converted. Not about like increasing your page like or increasing your. No doubt your brand become popular, but you have to understand that your business, you need popularity, conversion, what is factor you are seeking, and if that is met or not, that you need to seriously see. So you have to be very specific about your goals, goals that you care about, because focused specific goals are only matter to the business. So example, let's say double the sales of the new product. One product is there. I am expecting like within the 1 month it should be double. And this um, customers, X amount of customers daily having, I am expecting that it should be increased in this month by let's say 10% or 5%. So that goal should be very specific. And if it is specific, the second M, the word M, it should be measurable. Choose goal that you can measure in order to make informed decision. So if it is measurable, then only you can start reacting to that uh, goals. So increasing number, increasing customer. So everything should be measurable. And the A part, attainable. So you set a goal in a 1 month, like 5%. So you do that kind of analysis that your goal should be realistic goal. It should be hypothetical, like to grow like a 70%. No doubt, it's a good thing if you have that plan and strategy in your mind to execute that. I'm not questioning that it's not possible. If you can do it, then it is possible. You need to understand in what business you are expecting that 70%. So mm, see, so be realistic in setting your marketing goals. Then only you will start. Then you will start seeing the progress and changes that can bring to your product results. R is relevant. So that is what I talked to you. Choose goals that reflect your businesses and mission. Connect those goals to current conditions. So then only the relevancy part will be fulfilled. It should be relevant. What segment you are seeking, what your business is. If you're selling like a ice cream, then you have to see the ice cream lover, not the spices lover. So see to that your business is leading to that relevant the process and the marketing part is required. So that should be relevant. Time bound. It's very integral part. Deadlines gives you boundary to experiment with your goals. Set target. So once you set the target, then only you will able to build that seriousness. Because if you are very serious about that goal, everything is good and relevant, XYZ, and you haven't decided at what time you are expecting the deliverables. So that should be very clear. So this is called, if you do a business, it should be smart. Make sure that your goals are smart. You no doubt all people are smart, but your goal should be smart. And later then there is a variables. So today we will stop here, and tomorrow I will start with variables. What is variable? So when you do a campaign, there is certain variables that you can adjust. So you play with this variable, you get different results. So there is a list of variables. So I wanted to complete today. No problem. I will start tomorrow with this topic variable, and the movie which is pending. I want to talk about this movie. We all have saw. We all majority of the people have seen. If not, do see this movie. It's a very beautiful. It's a very uh, brain exhausting movie. The name of the movie is Inception. Yeah. So this movie, when you start watching, so mm, at some point you lose the reality that what is happening, which is the real part and which is the dream part. So so this movie is like, they steal informations from their targets by entering into their dream, and the character who is like main leading characters, Leonardo DiCaprio. He's he's a very beautiful actor, and no doubt a lot of movie, and he has done a very good story and good acting. So he is wanted for his, like, let's say, elite role in his wife's murder, and his only chance to redemption is to perform the impossible. So he used to do that inceptions that her wife lost the grip on reality and the dream and lost his life. You will see the rest of the story. What happens? I only see the surface part to to create an interest. So let's say if it is happening, if your interest is created, then it's fine. If it is not created, then also do watch the movie, because even though I explain it properly or not, that doesn't change the meaning of that movie. You will also learn a lot of lesson from that movie. It's not that only the inspirational or motivational movies will give you a lesson. There are a lot of adventure movies, and there are movies um, like this genre. So like adventure genre, you do get a lessons to learn. So this movie says that believe in your dream, and when you have that dream, it's good to have dream, but if you can make that dream your goal, and that goal is becoming the reality. If that funnel is clear, then it is beautiful journey. But you should be able to you should be able to differentiate the dream from reality. Otherwise, you'll be always in that dream world that I will become millionaire, and you're always dreaming of that. And when you go to bed, then you feel happy. When you woke up, then it's same process. You're not you're not acting smart to your goal, and that is where you're losing the grip. So you should surely watch this movie. And the message which I would like to add, that dream bigger and then work hard to achieve it. Just only dreaming doesn't uh, may, uh, make your goal happen. So dream bigger and then work hard to achieve it. That is what today's video closing line. That's it for today. See you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Take care.